What's going on, YouTube? So, I was watching a video, numerous videos recently, about, well, mainly it's a channel called Shameless Sperg, right? And it highlights a lot of the problems that we're having in this country racially. In the beginning, I was agreeing with a lot of what this guy had to say. It's kind of easy to fall down that rabbit hole. I think it's just in people, you know, just to be kind of tribalistic. If you look at how people evolved, if you weren't tribalistic, you were liable to get your tribe killed. And if you hadn't noticed, a lot of the tribal instincts that we've had for tens of thousands of years are still strong within us today. That's why you have people that are hardcore Republicans, hardcore Democrats, and some people are really on that racial line. Let's be real, man, with the race thing. It's on both sides. You know, people are racist on both sides. But I think that is the minority. I don't think the majority of people really care, to be honest. When I was originally watching this, days prior to that, YouTube will put you in an echo chamber really quick. This is just something that you have to be aware of. Make sure everything that you're consuming is really what you're about. And maybe if you don't have those thought skills yet, you shouldn't really, I mean, I'm not going to tell you not to watch these videos, but you really have to analyze them and think about what the deeper meaning is that these guys are trying to get across. This guy was obviously, I don't know if he was hurt in some way by somebody of another race, or just watching all these videos and just eating it up, you know. He brought up the fact of the 1380 thing. If you don't know what that is, blacks are 13% of the population, and I guess they commit 80% of the crimes. Man, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? That can't be a correct number. I'd have to look into that. They say that they do 50% of the murders in the whole country. I don't know. Maybe I should have looked up some stats before I made this video, because that does sound pretty crazy. But what you really have to look at, another thing I haven't looked at yet, is what percent of blacks are committing those crimes. You know, because you have whole YouTube channels. It's the pendulum swinging the other way now, and somehow we have to find a middle, because this guy, he presents a lot of problems, but he doesn't present any obvious solutions, except maybe what he's hinting at is violence, because he brings up race wars at sometimes, and I think that's really, it's really a silly thing, kind of ridiculous and unnecessary in my opinion. Also, like, if you're looking at it, so you say, if you're like an ethno-state kind of guy, you can't just blanket say whites. You know, this country was started by English people. I'm not English, I'm German, so where would that even really sit me, you know? I mean, on the other side of it, you have like the whole reparations and the white people are racist and all that. With reparations, my country just came here with my people came here with my grandparents. So obviously that's a silly thing too. Everybody just needs to take a step back. I think a lot of people are just too dumb for the information that's on the internet. You really have to be careful with these things, man, because before you know it, you're damn near in a cult. shit gets weird real quick. I grew up in a school with maybe 4 or 5 white dudes. It wasn't the greatest experience ever, but it was specifically a school for bad kids. And I mean, if they had the same thing around here, I think to a more or lesser degree, it kind of would have been the same experience. You know, hard times create hard people. The rest of that saying doesn't really pertain to the point that I'm making right now. But overall, it's just, you know, people just have to learn to get along. And if you don't have to. That's the thing about this country, man. It's so big. You can just move. It's not a big deal. You know, you can move to an area where there's more people that you like, less people that you like. Obviously, that's stupid, but you know, there's always that option. You know, this country was actually started for religious freedom, as far as the English go, because they were Puritans, and it didn't exactly click with you know, mainstream Catholicism and all that they had going on there at the time. So they started all this, and some of it was bought by the Spaniards. There's a lot of crazy history down south too. But then he was saying, like, don't trust the Spanish people just because you know, they're MAGA, they're natural Republicans. I mean, that's a spin on it. That's a spin on it, but it's just cynical, man. It's too cynical. He's building up a large fan base off of this, which, I mean, that's fine. Like I said before, I don't really care about views and subscribers all that much. This is kind of just going to be a documented history of myself, more or less, with just little videos like this sprinkled in. I'll try to label what's what, where's everything, you know, so you can just click on the stuff that pertains to you. But as far as people hating each other because of the race they are, it's kind of corny, man. It's really kind of corny. Everybody has different traits, you know. Everybody from one race has different traits within the race themselves. I mean, let's not just stand here and just act like it doesn't matter at all, because obviously there's specific traits to specific races. But assholes come in all color, man. You know, it's just kind of how it is. And there is a lot of videos out there now about black people acting crazy, man. They are a little quicker to be triggered, it seems. You know what I mean? Maybe a little bit more spontaneous with their actions. So, but I mean, what percent of that has to do with environment? What percent of it has to do with nature? The nature-nurture thing has been argued for a long time. I think it's like, the consensus is what, like 60-40 now? With most going towards nature, I think, if I remember the experiments that I read about the twins and all that. But like I say, I spent a lot of my life around Spanish and black people. Didn't really have a problem. I lived in Harrisburg also for 12 years, and that's a majority black city. Didn't really have any problems out there. Done a lot of jail time. The blacks are a little bit more boisterous, everybody knows that. But it's all kind of where you fit in, how it is to you. Some people are into that, some people aren't. I probably should prepare writing or something for these little videos. Just come out here and kick it for a few minutes, just whatever. But I'm just saying, like, in the beginning with that dude with his videos, I was kind of agreeing with him a little bit after watching a lot of the other side act out. And I'm not a stupid dude, so I'm just saying, pay attention to what you're taking in, you know? Food for thought. Pay attention to what you're taking in, man, because a lot of things can seem like they make sense until you really just break it down and think about it. Because some people on like rage bait stuff will just present a lot of problems. Everybody knows there's a lot of problems with a lot of things. You can make somebody angry about having to walk to their car in the morning if you state it the right way. But then do you have a solution for that, is the thing. And of course, a lot of these people are lunatics. Not just blacks, but like everybody. There's lunatics all over the fucking place, man. But they're just, people are just being conditioned, I think, and brainwashed. We're living in a time where mainstream media has a totally ridiculous agenda, and they're spreading it every day. And old people are really susceptible to this, if you've noticed that, man. They just have no clue how to act about the information that they're presented with, because their whole life they had like Walter Cronkite telling them the actual news, man, with very little spin, in my opinion, from what I've seen. But maybe I'm wrong there too. We just didn't have anybody to point it out back then. But now it's just increasingly ridiculous. And these people aren't stupid. So if they're losing money every year, right, because less people are tuning into them because of the crazy stuff they say, and it's very racially dividing, you got to think, why? Why would they do that? What they're doing is illegal, because CNN, as far as I know, is an open company, meaning they're on the stock market. They're public. So you're only beholden to your shareholders. So if you're losing money every quarter because of the nonsense that you talk, like the Joe Rogan thing and the Russiagate thing and these ridiculous people, you see they have a certain set of people that's on those networks. MSNBC is funnier than CNN, in my opinion. They're just off the wall, just crazy, just craziness. But they're beholden to people, and if your only objective when you're a news site like that is to make more money every quarter, and they're obviously not doing that because their ratings are in the toilet. So there's somebody out there, some bodies, that wants everybody to hate each other, and you're just thinking about it throughout your day and watching more videos about how the other side hates you and you hate them. And then what? You know, what's the bottom line there? Or what is the solution to this? Their solution kind of looks like a civil war of some sorts. The obvious solution is to just shut the fuck up and mind your business, you know? Kind of interact with the people that you enjoy interacting with. There's really nothing forcing you to do that. There's always other paths, in my opinion. So I think by being angry like that, it sounds a little bit cliche and maybe corny, but you're letting them win, you know? That's deep state bullshit. They want you to hate other people. They want you to hurt somebody. They want you to keep acting like an asshole on camera, so that other people can bring you in front of the camera and make you look like more of an asshole. You know, whether it's in context, out of context, whatever it is. A certain demographic does something and they're totally evil for doing this, and then another demographic does that and it's not that big of a deal. But then that's twofold, because it makes the white people indignant, and then it makes the black people act like they can keep doing shit like that because it's not a big deal. That's why these people are videotaping that Shiloh Hendricks, saying we're gonna put this on the internet, let's see what happens, just automatically assuming that she would be physically assaulted because of that. Which, I mean, that chick is obviously, that was a real white trash thing to do, you know, low class. The kid, but there was lies on both sides. That kid wasn't 5 or whatever they said, but you still don't say that to a kid. That's obviously fucked up, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. Everybody just needs to chill the fuck out is what it comes down to. Just worry about you. Worry about your life. Worry about making money. Worry about your family. There ain't people coming in your house fucking your family up. Most of the time, 99% of the time. So that's that.